Yeah,
Yeah.
looking good. Let's take a look at eHEX.
Yeah, let's see that bad boy real quick.
See this bad boy on this chart. So yeah, you obviously had the FOMO or the post that kind of dumped everything back in March.
Right.
And
then the recent post, the recent one about it being in the top 4 or 5 of the MetaMask swaps.
Right, and I think that was back here. That shot it all the way back up.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite, but
something recent. It was very
started
recent.
this. Well, actually, I think it was this one, and then BankX obviously took over and dumped a good portion. Speaking of BankX, I believe they're only holding 221 million, which
correct. Yep.
Out of the 840 or 870, I forget what they originally had.
Right around
they're down a fourth of that they've dumped at very, very low levels. They're becoming essentially like one of the OG holders as far as size goes. So it's not as intimidating as it used to be. If we really want to, I think we could, but they've removed their sell walls. So they don't have any liquidity in there anymore at all. They're just holding it liquid. I would much rather just see them get out rather than hold on to it. But who knows what they're going to do with it, but that's a good sign.
I'm glad you did bring that up now. It's just good to work it in at this moment because at an even more positive point on Saturday, I think it was, is when they sold over 100 million eHEX in one go this past Saturday.
Yeah.
And we were moving up. Like you didn't even notice it. Not only did you not notice it, but the price went up. So that goes to show everybody with this big dark cloud over them about like, oh, eHEX can't go up because of BankX. I mean, they have 1/4 of their stack left, and now when they do big sells, it's not even noticeable anymore.
Right. Right. And you look at the transactions on this wallet, they haven't really done much as far as they've been moving some ETH around, but they haven't sold. Let's see when the last time they sold HEX was. I'm seeing a whole bunch of looks like the 14th. So 4 days ago was their last HEX transaction, and they were doing a million at a time. Million. Each one of these is a million HEX.
Yep.
One after another, like literally 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes. So I mean, yeah, they just unloaded all day.
Yep. Very interesting.
They bought some Pika.
Now now these guys are smart. Now I'm starting to see the plan here.
Interesting.
They're buying my Pika bags.
Or they received them. I'm sorry. It looks like a receive. I don't know if they sent them from another wallet or somebody might have sent them to. But yeah, million after a million after a million all day long. And it was literally every 2 or 4 minutes, whatever it was. But anyway, so we're slowly getting them out of the picture, which is good. This chart though, again, when that was on the 14th, and look, we still had green candles. It's amazing to see that, it just didn't affect it. And then the next day it continued to go. So yeah, I think we can easily get that bag out and just dismiss all the FUD that's really not necessary anyway, but it's there as a psychological type thing where people don't want to enter yet because they're afraid they're just going to cash out on them and use them as exit liquidity. But I think what people don't understand is that this has been waiting a long time for them to get out so that it can pump. So,
yes,
don't be afraid. Don't consider yourself exit liquidity. I do think this one's going to run. And who knows where it ends up? Do I see parity? I don't know about that. But it could get back and compete anyway.
Yeah, either
So
way, the liquidity is so low that, yeah, I mean, even if you don't talk about parity, which, there are arguments to be made for parity with what may or may not be going on with PDI, and not for just Hex and eHEX, but PulseX and Pulse, which is obviously far closer.
sure.
But yeah, there's a lot to be seen there.